lady on a bicycle, is gonna go flying out in front of me. Like it gets kind of fucked up here. Yo, hey, what's going on? Welcome back. Again, I'm sorry for the break. I explained why at the start of the episode, so I won't spoil it now. But I'm happy to be back, happy to be talking to you guys. Got a great episode in store for you. We're talking about memes, we're talking about pictures. I'm trying to spice up the podcast format a little bit this episode and the next one. I'm going to try a few new things. Got some ideas for y'all. So definitely check it out. But this time we're really focusing on memes and pics. And I just go through a few videos and give some feedback, some shit, some bullshit talk, and plus I explain the meaning of this t-shirt that I'm wearing, which I think you will like, maybe. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, whatever. Enjoy. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to episode 170 of the podcast. We are back in the house. I know it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks since you last heard from me. We're in like mid-September right now. Again, I think I explained in the last podcast, my schedule has just been a bit hectic. So that's kind of why I've been stepping away. I haven't forgotten about you. Even my dad was like, yo, you still recording? What are you doing, man? It's like, dang, come on. I'm sorry. This is my hobby, but I got a lot of other shit I got to do. Pretty much over the past few weeks, it wasn't, this time it wasn't really a matter of me not in the mood to record. I wanted to record, but I just been busy, y'all. I mean, not like, I'm not going to pretend like, I've been like hustling and bustling every day, like Rick Rossing it out here, but I have been, a little bit busier than normal. Pretty much one of the main reasons was because of the current situation, in the world right now. My son, we had a little bit of a spike recently in Japan, and my son, his kindergarten moved to online classes, online lessons for like about 3 weeks. So during that time, I don't know if I mentioned it on the previous podcast, but during that time, and I think it got extended. Yes, it got extended a couple of weeks as well. So basically, he was just home every day, and so in my spare time, I was just taking care of him, keeping him active, spending a lot of time together, which is all good. I love being a dad, and which is a really good thing. But on the flip side of that, like I had to, expend a lot of energy with him, plus work, and then some online lessons that I have, other part-time jobs, really kicked in quite a bit too over the past few weeks. Again, it just kind of had a little uptick. So between those two, I run off to work in the morning, and depending on the day or whatever, early afternoon, evening, then come back home. My son's there, make sure he's good, take care of him. If I'm home, take care of him until he goes to bed, or in the evening if I have like online lessons, I had to do that. And then so like by the time like 9:30, 10 o'clock rolls around, like, I'm just finally getting like to sit. I was just getting a chance to sit down, and rest for like the first time that day. So I was just exhausted. I knew I had to do it again the next day. So I was just exhausted. And I mean, not negative exhausted, but just like, I was just like, let me just watch some fucking TV, chill out for a little bit and go to sleep, So my son I took him to like this park, my area that has this huge fucking slide. It's like huge. It's like a 40-foot, 50-foot slide down a big ass hill. You gotta walk up like 50 stairs to get there. And so like he's big enough where he can go do that. So last week was the first time I took him there and let him do it. And he fucking went bonkers. He's like, go on, let's go again, let's go crazy. so and so like, after a while I was just like, dude, I'm old, like you go. Like but the damage to my knees and my calf muscles has already been done. So it was just a lot. I mean, it's good. I'm happy. I'm so happy to spend time with them, of course. But I just, yeah, that's pretty much what it was. this week he's back in kindergarten, so I think my schedule should be kind of getting back to normal. Also, from October, football season started, so I decided to change my day off to Monday. And if you guys know, well, today I'm recording on a Tuesday night, but as you know, in the past I've liked recording on Sunday. So, with Monday being my new day off from October, I might, I'm not promising shit. I ain't promising shit to y'all motherfuckers, but I believe it'll help me stick to a more regular recording schedule, which will be good. So that's pretty much it from me. Again, nothing bad, don't get worried, but yeah, just my schedule was a little bit hectic, and I just couldn't be bothered with this shit. No, I just couldn't. Yeah, I just didn't have the energy to do all that. So that's pretty much what it is with me. Cool thing, YouTube people, you can see I got an announcement. I got this cool shirt from my friend, a new dude I met. We became really cool, and he has a group who that is called OYSM, which means Oyasumi, which Oyasumi means like Oyasumi Nasai means you're going to bed. So his group they do some chill instrumental music. It's not like his main gig, but like his main line of work, but they get together, they make, they do stuff and stuff like that. And I listen to some of his tracks on YouTube. They just put out EPs every now and then. It's some pretty chill stuff, no vocals, but they put out an EP last month. He was telling me about it, so I listened to it. We talked about it, and he was like, "Oh, I got you a T-shirt. This T-shirt I'm wearing, it has the 4 kanji if you can see it. It's the EP's fucking cover." So, and basically what it is, I was wearing it, I didn't tell my wife, I just put it on, threw it on when I got in the house. So I was like, I'm wearing this shit. And my wife was like, what the fuck is that? Because the kanji is kind of weird. It's like, house, which is for real estate, sake, which is sake, eel, which is like eel, and what is the other one? Senbei. And apparently, like, all 4 members of the group, like, that's kind of their regular jobs is related to those things. So they just put the kanji in like a little thing, and boom. I think it's cool. It looks cool to me. But for Japanese people reading it, it's like house, alcohol, eel, and senbei. What the fuck? Like, it just looks crazy. But I like shit like that where like I know what it means, and nobody's gonna ask me what it means. So my wife was like, you just you look like a dumb foreign person wearing like a kanji shirt, but I know you're not that type of person. So like, what the fuck is going on? And so I explained to her. She's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like him, that's cool. So yeah. What I did is it's their hobby. They're not a major group or anything like that, but I like some of their music. I listened to like all their tracks in the past. Like, it's some chill shit to listen to in the car if you're just vibing out or whatever. It's on YouTube. All of it's on YouTube. So I'll put one track on there, which is the music video that he did with actually like a really famous Japanese actor, like the guy in the fucking shit in the music video is a really famous Japanese actor that he knows, and so they're buddies. So he was just like, yeah, I'll be in your video, and so they just shot a video, and which is really cool. It was funny because like you can't even see the actor through like most of the video. It's just like a one shot, one take kind of thing, and like he was telling me about it today, and like, but I was showing my wife, I was like, look, he's in this video. She's like, who the fuck is that? Because like you just see the back of his head for like half the thing. But he was in this drama called Rookies, which I watched back in the day. So I was like, oh, it's a dude from Rookies, cool. And yeah, shit like that. So I mean, just trying to support him. If you can, the one thing I'll ask you guys to do, I ask you guys for comments, of course, but if you don't mind, if you do have a chance to listen to the track, again, it's in the description. the music video, I don't know why. Next time I see him, I need to ask him why he turned comments off for all the other videos. It's kind of strange, but the music video is the only video that I found that has comments enabled. So what I'd like for you all to do, if you would take a second, listen to the track, whatever, if you like it or whatever, if you can just leave a comment on his, again, it doesn't have a ton of views or anything like that, but so I think a comment, and just say, Akil sent me here or something like that. If he gets like, 2, 3, 4, it's only like one comment on the track so far, but like, if you, it's like a couple thousand views on it. But if you get like, I can imagine like, if he gets like 2, 3, 4 comments, saying, oh, Akil sent me here, it will be like make him feel good. Cause just to pay him back for the t-shirt, I just really appreciate if you guys had a second to listen to the music. If you think if you don't like it, if it's not your thing, like, you don't gotta say shit. But if you actually like the music, like the track, like, yeah, just shoot him a comment for me from your boy Akil. That would be much appreciated, especially because of the shit that I'm about to drop on you guys tonight. Of course, I've been away for a while, and so I've really prepared something good for you guys. Tomorrow, I told you, if you're listening or watching, I got you in the next episode, but I had already pre-planned this before you asked me, you made that special request. The shit, I'm gonna cook it up for you. I gotta think about how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do something. I promise before the next episode. I got it in my notes, so we'll do something fun with that topic we emailed about. But for tonight, I want to change the pace, switch it up. I don't know what this dance move is, but this is kind of me switching it up, I guess. So whatever. Oh yeah, so we are going to focus on memes and funny, weird Japanese videos. That's what we're gonna focus on tonight. And so after I got the idea after recording the last episode. I felt kind of bad just because it was so hot in here, and I really shortchanged you guys on the previous episode. So I wanted to kind of come up with something a bit more interesting, and this is kind of what I came up with. I'm actually getting kind of hot in here now, but it's totally fine. Like the temperature has dropped in the Tokyo area. Fall is kind of finally here, so it's not as bad as it was last time. I don't have the air conditioner on, and I took a bath a little while ago. I was in there for a while, so I got all the doors and windows closed and stuff like here, and the fans off, so just no air circulating. Like if I opened up the door or the window, it'll be fine. But again, it's like midnight, in the suburbs of Tokyo, so it's complete fucking silence outside. Like even me talking at this level, like I'm sure people upstairs, my family's sleeping. If they woke up, they'll know like, okay, Akil's recording, and maybe someone walking past might be able to hear like muffled, cuss words coming out of the living room, cuss words and laughter coming out of the living room. So, but whatever. So anyway, here's what we're gonna do. So I'm hopefully I can do this the way I got it planned in my mind. But I'm only gonna do 3. I have some other shit for the next episode, but I think this is gonna take me a while to get through, which is always a good thing, of course. And but I'm also gonna have to edit this shit and put some fucking pictures. I don't know what the fuck how much of this shit I'm gonna put in here. But of course, some visual aids for people on YouTube and mainly people on YouTube are gonna be necessary. If you don't want to just sit through all these by yourself, but I do recommend watching these videos because they are kind of entertaining. I'm just gonna put stills on them. Just because my laptop I need to upgrade my laptop. Well, not yet, but but it's better than my bullshit Lenovo that's like in a box somewhere, but I don't have a ton of extra memory on here, and I don't do a ton of editing to my videos, so I just take stills and then just throw them on here. So that's what y'all getting. So at least you have some reference into what part of the shit I'm talking about. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mute. No, I got it on mute. So I'm gonna go to the 3. I got 3 videos now. I watched them several times. So I'm gonna just go through and talk about and give my feedback on different compilations of these things. So the first one is Japan Funny Weird Compilation 2020, and it has English subtitles for you guys. So all right, let's just jump into it. The first one's about Max Dose, Japan Dose. Okay. Fine. Doses of Japan, whatever, do your thing. Okay, so the first one is really interesting. This is an interesting video. She got super fucking lucky with this. So what this is Japanese arcade UFO catcher game, and this game to me is a complete scam because you pay 100 yen and you get UFO catcher for umaibo, which are Japanese snacks. They cost like 5-10 yen a piece, which is like 10 cents a piece. It's like basically imagine like a long Cheeto about this long in the form of a bow or like a circular tube with a hole in the middle. Literally, that's what it is. Probably to save on ingredients, pretty much. To save if it's hollow in the middle, it saves them money. But yeah, and different, it's just different flavors and stuff like that. It's a really popular cheap kid snack that like most Japanese people have eaten during their childhood. Sometimes it like, I don't know, driving schools, I think some driving school chain sometimes gives out flyers with a umaibo attached to it, so you eat it and and advertising for them. But this one, these girl gets super lucky because she's playing UFO catcher, and instead of like stuffed animals or PlayStations or shit, they just got a bunch of umaibo in there. And so I'm watching it now. So there's a mountain of umaibo ready to fall down. You can kind of guess what happens. And so like she pulls it out and literally like fucking dozens of umaibo come flooding out of this fucking thing. I mean, she definitely was in the black on that transaction. Like it was probably like, I mean, it's a bunch of them, but it looks like about probably 200-300 yen worth of umaibo, maybe, basically. But I mean, still, like, what the fuck you gonna do with all that shit? You just gotta start giving them out to people because it's just way too much. Unless you got like a big ass bag, it's way too many to take home with you. But and I ain't trying to eat all the fucking shit. But whatever. But still, I saw it for the first time. I was like, damn, it's a lot of umaibo. The other one is kind of cool. It's like I think this is a good example of how in some ways how some dainty Japanese women are. So pretty much what it is a bug, a spider is on the camera, and she on the camera, and it's being transmitted to her iPad, and so she like looks down and she sees a small bug, and she kind of like has a really reaction, and that kind of dainty reaction is a like typical reaction for Japanese women. Insects are not really popular here, especially cockroaches are really not popular here. We talked about the big motherfuckers. Like, actually, some Japanese people won't even use the word cockroach, which is gokiburi. Like, some people won't say it. Like, they'll just call it G. It's kind of like slang. So people who really hate them will just say G because they won't say gokiburi because it makes them imagine like a big ass cockroach. Like, yeah, which is kind of, I don't know. It's like, okay. It's not that serious, but whatever, whatever works for you. But yeah, like, just I think watching her reaction just kind of shows you, how, I mean, it's not that serious, but that kind of reaction is something you might see. The next one is a really interesting one. Like, it's this girl who's she sounds like a gyaru, like not really, I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that, but basically this kind of perverted dude gets caught taking like a video. Yeah, she's got it. Like, you can see it. Like, he gets caught taking a video of her on the train, and she lets him have it. Like, for a girl to talk like this to a guy, I mean, of course, he's like total perv for doing that, but I mean, but she lets him have it, and like normally Japanese girls don't really talk like that. Even angry Japanese girls, but she's definitely gyaru, and you can see the way he's apologizing over and over to her, is kind of how that's Japanese people apologizing profusely for doing something fucked up or for making a mistake or being embarrassed, embarrassment, shame, if you will. Well, he did something quite shameful. And if you notice as well, like, even though, of course, he can get arrested for this. He knows this. He can get arrested. He could, he had porn and shit on his phone. So he's a little bit, he's a little sicko right there. Never keep the porn on your phone, privacy setting. Okay. But but if you notice as well, like maybe in America, some other people might join it. Hey, what's going on? Shit like that. But in Japan, everyone hears it clearly. Everyone ignores the whole situation, right? And she kind of lets him have it. Again, yeah, she's really like I wouldn't want to have a conversation with her just on the regular, just the way she talks. And the person next to her, everyone knows what's going on. Everyone sees he's embarrassed, and of course, as soon as the train doors open, he runs away, which is kind of common. This next one is kind of funny. I won't really spoil it. The person using a fake Chinese accent, which I won't really comment on, but for me, the interesting thing is the reaction of the older ladies. I think typical of reaction of Japanese people, not because the person speaking or they think the person speaking Chinese, but the fact that they don't know what's going on, and that confused kind of what reaction, I think, is something that you'll find typical here in Japan in unexpected situations, right? What's next? Oh yeah, the fucking nose picking dude. Like, yeah, I've seen shit. Like, I mean, this guy's going at it. Like, I've seen, and I'll let you. I won't spoil what happens at the end, but I've seen shit like this happen on the train in Japan. Like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. The next one is just I won't spoil what happens for you guys. That one's just kind of like comically fucked up. Not too serious, but it is. Drunk dude on the train. Yes, we could go down the rabbit hole of passed out people on the train. I have never been this passed out. I think I told the story of like, I've never seen people naked on the train, but people do have a tendency to strip on the train sometimes. I've seen pictures and videos of that. But yeah, this person is just completely fucking out of it. It looks like the morning, so maybe after an all-night bender, trying to take the train home. And it just doesn't work out for him. The next one is like these dudes with their earphones, like, they're pulling a prank on this little high school kid. But the main thing to notice is his reaction. He is completely freaked out, right? If you're not really focused on what they're doing, but him, like, he's kind of highly uncomfortable about the situation and kind of doesn't know how to react. Again, typically, like, Japan is an extremely safe country, so the average, like, person, teenager, whatever, lives their life without having to deal with a lot of unexpected situations, especially in major cities, right? Countryside might be a little bit different, but especially in major cities, people, especially kids, teenagers, grew up quite different than I grew up. My family's actually having this discussion right now about the way, I kind of raise and I want to say train my son a little bit to be a little bit more aware of his surroundings and things like that. But you can kind of see the other side of that. A kid who's just he's a little bit dorky, but just his reaction to something completely unexpected happening, he just doesn't know how to process it, but he knows he's uncomfortable, and the atmosphere of him is just like, oh, no, what, kind of situation. So that is kind of a reaction you might experience with Japanese people. Just being aware. Typically we Western people, we look at what the dudes are doing, but again, looking at the reaction of Japanese people gives you a lot of indication of how Japanese people react to shit. This old dude, yeah, just doing fucked up shit. Like, again, this is Japan, right? So if you notice what this guy is doing, blocking the train, if you notice nobody is really stopping this old guy, he's probably pissed off about something, and so he's just stopping the train. If you notice, none of the people next to him are getting involved at all. Yeah, he's clearly just pissed off about something. Like, he's not delusional. He's clearly just trying to fuck with people, basically. Yeah. But if you notice, like nobody is, yeah. So maybe the station person, yeah, the station person might have made him upset until finally somebody else is just like, dude, come on. But clearly, like he wants to piss the station. See, look, he got his foot out too. He's like, "Fuck you, man! You can't stop me. You can't stop shit around here." But yeah. The next one, I don't really know why this is on here. It's just kind of like a fucked up accident situation. Like, I don't really know. I'm gonna skip that one. Whatever. Next up, yeah, this one is for me. The people are laughing in this, but this is actually a really fucked up situation. You've heard me talking about it, like older people driving in Japan. There's actually like a dude, I think he was 90 something, who got sentenced to, I think, 4 years in jail a few days ago, because he ran over a mom and her daughter. Him and his 90-year-old wife lost control of the vehicle. And there have been like a couple of incidents with like older people. Taxi driver was killed. Like 6 people died like a couple of days ago. When I'm on the road all the time, like me in the car, like sometimes I'm driving with my mother-in-law or my family. I'm just like, look at this shit. Like I got people flying, like literally like walking in the middle of the road. I'm like old people like in the middle of the street, like not looking back. Like you don't really honk at people here, so I'm just like pulling up right behind them, and people just completely oblivious to what the fuck is going on behind like Japan is an extremely old population. It's aging up as the year goes by, and so as time goes by, and so like people who should not be by, and not only that, think especially outside of the city, people who older people, elderly people who their kids don't live with them anymore. They live in small towns. There's no other way for them to get around except by car. They're 80, 90 years old, because Japanese people live for a long time. They're gonna drive, and they're gonna keep on driving, and like shit like this is gonna keep happening. It's gonna get worse, man. Like I hope like they hurry up and get like these automated fucking autonomous driving vehicles popping really fucking soon, because like these old motherfuckers need it. Like like I'm serious. Like I'm on swivel a lot more than I am in America, just because I don't know what fucking crazy ass like old person is gonna pop out in the middle of the road with oblivious ass fucking lady on a bicycle, is gonna go flying out in front of me. Like it gets kind of fucked up here sometimes. So if you drive here in the city, like just be aware of that type of shit, right? Let me look at this dude. Look at this dude. Like you do not need to be behind the wheel. This taxi situation, I really don't know what's going on with this taxi situation. It's just kind of weird, but whatever. They're not honking at each other. It's just like Japanese overly politeness or possibly passive aggressiveness. Drunk guy on the platform. Again, this is kind of a typical situation. It looks like somewhere in the Tokyo area. Yeah, you see signs like, don't be fucking drunk on the platform. Like, I mean, I've been drunk on the platform quite a bit, but I tend to be like, I know I'm quite fucked up right now, so I'm gonna stay as far away from the edge of the platform as possible, because I know I'll fall off and fucking kill myself. Like, recently I've become that type of drunk person where like I have some type of awareness of the danger of the situation in my drunken mind. Like after I turn 30, I'll just like, that's the last one. I'll just like take a shower, and when I'm drunk as shit, like I'll just be like, okay, I'm completely blacked out drunk right now. I don't understand this, and so I'm not gonna remember like taking a shower anyway. So let me just go ahead and hop in the shower right now, and and shave too, because yeah, I think tomorrow I got work. So I'll just be drunk as fuck, just shave myself completely, like, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but in my drunken mind, I'm stable enough to do that. So I'll take a bath, shave. Sometimes I'll even fucking iron if I had to work the next day, and do everything I need to do, And then when everything's settled, okay, now I can pass out, and that saves me time for the next day. So you can imagine when I'm on a platform, I'm just like, okay, Akil, you're completely fucked up. Stay well away from the platform. In fact, why don't you go sit down? Wait, don't sit down too long. Set an alarm clock so that you don't pass out and miss your last trick. Like I think like that now. Like I don't know why. I'm just like overly. I'm like a fucking drunk prepper or something. Like I don't know. It's fucking weird. But yeah, that's the first video by Max Dose coming through. And then let's move on to the next one by who the fuck is this? Okay, let me start disrespecting her. Who the fuck is this chick? Okay. Tokyo Foodie Sarah. All right, Tokyo Foodie Sarah. I want to be nice. I want to be nice. Okay. Her channel is not for me. Let me say that. I will steal your memes and I will shout you out in your for your video. Thank you for doing all the research on these joints. But yeah, just watching her video, I was just like, you know, she's not my type of personality. She has a very deadpan personality to be a YouTuber. She seems more like a person who works at an information booth. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. Like a tourist information center. It's kind of what she, you know, she's more like providing information. Not really, you know, I think it's kind of like a trend, and I've talked about before, like, you know, maybe I was watching this again, I guess, like, because, you know, in Japan, you get Japanese girl being a typical average Japanese girl on YouTube in Japan, you have a limited audience, but being able to speak English exposes you. And again, was it Chika was the one who blew the doors off of that, being one of the first, you know, bilingual Chika, you know, bilingual Japanese person who really blew up on YouTube, you know, because she really went hard at it. There's like a second and third generation of people who trying to, you know, get the rocks off there. She just doesn't have the personality for it, I think. I'm just my opinion, you know. She has the English ability, she just doesn't have an interesting personality. So it really wasn't entertaining for me to listen to. It's just her explanations and shit. I mean, she does a good job of explaining stuff. Like her explanations, I think, in several cases were. I'm gonna rely on her explanation in a few cases, but it's just like fucking crackers and plain toast, man. Like, you know, rice with no fucking toppings, man. Like, so you know what I mean. Not implying because she's Japanese. You know what I mean. Okay. But anyway. All right. So let me just fucking steal these memes from this video. Okay. So the first one, she talks about. Okay, sorry. Sarah, if you ever see this, I imagine you're a nice person, but I'm just saying, like, spice it up a little bit. Okay. Constructive feedback. Okay, so the first meme, it says, yeah, Valentine's Day, nobody, Japanese guys, chocolate. The average Japanese guy is not excited to get chocolate. I've talked about this this year during Valentine's Day. It's actually a pain in the ass because you know like you're getting like a bunch of chocolate, and you know like you gotta like keep track of who the fuck's giving you chocolate because White Day's around the corner, and then you get all this shit and you don't even want to eat all this chocolate, and so you gotta just like give it away and shit. Like, you know, I mean, a few pieces of chocolate is nice. It does feel good when people do give you chocolate, but you hit, if as a guy on Valentine's Day in Japan, especially as like an English teacher, you hit a fucking threshold where it's just like, enough, please. I can't, you know, I mean, I'm not getting like mountains of chocolate or anything like that, but like more than like two people giving you chocolate on Valentine's Day is just like, fuck, what am I gonna do with this? And then depending on how you know the person, like, fuck, I gotta like figure out a way to give this person their shit too. So it's just more pain. It's just more, you know, receiving chocolate is much more of a positive thing for women than it is for men, you know, and so I kind of disagree with this meme. I'm not pumped at all receiving chocolate on fucking Valentine's Day because I know what it means. Yeah. she explains it, Corona before, Japanese people before Corona and after Corona. Again, yes, its pictures are basically the same, and basically because Japanese people, we have a mask culture here. I know in the West, okay, I used the C word, whatever, fuck it, man, shit, whatever. Nobody watches this shit anyway. YouTube don't like my shit anyway, no matter how nice I am, so whatever. But yeah, pretty much the situation. Because of the situation, whatchamacallit. Yeah, we have a mass culture here, so pretty much like nothing really changed. I would say the start of the situation did kind of make me have to get used to wearing a mask, but seeing people with masks isn't really a big deal at all here. I know in the West, in America, things like that, it is kind of like has been an issue quite a bit, but in Japan, like, it's not an issue at all. Like, the main issue is seeing people without masks here. You see a random person sprinkled here or there, and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? This next one, winter in Japan, I've kind of talked about it before. Yes, Japanese students, you will see, like, I don't care what fucking temperature it is, yeah. Japanese schoolgirls are wearing their skirts with their, I don't know how the fuck they do it. Little elementary school kids going to private school with the coochie cutter booty shorts on, like with their legs all exposed, all fucking ashy, all in the fucking snow. And yeah, I'm cold as shit looking at them like, y'all motherfuckers must be crazy. Like, and I hope we can get my son in a school where where he can wear regular pants and doesn't have to wear them fucking crazy ass booty shorts. Because goddamn, this shit looks stupid. Okay. But yeah, it does get cold, and you guaranteed to see people, lots of girls in skirts. This next one is a bit more involved. Japanese people often say that there are 3 alphabets, but it's actually 6. She explains it quite well, but again, she explains it in a very deadpan kind of way. Excuse me. You've heard me talk about atmosphere here in Japan. So I'll just let her explain it. She goes in depth into it. Again, she gives you the tourist guide fucking explanation. She talks about, the situation and Japanese people going to work. In the beginning, yeah, Japan didn't really take the situation that seriously, but it got turned around. But this is at 2021. This is in 2020. I will not comment on this next one because it doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know. I don't get it. And yeah, when years of studying Japanese and Japanese people only talk to me in English, how dare you? Yes. She gives another deadpan ass answer to it, but I will say, like, after your Japanese gets better and people will just only talk to you, like, there are situations, like, I do get offended, like, if people, I'm talking like in very fluent Japanese, and then people will just try to use, especially fucked up English, just to me, it is kind of offensive, because it happens in 2 situations. One, the person just wants the person there, the person is talking to you, especially if it's a person you don't know. Generally, it happens with the person you don't know. And you know that the only reason that this person is talking to you, because they're not seeing you as a person, they're not even seeing you as a foreign person. They're seeing you as an opportunity to practice their English, right? And this happens occasionally where someone, typically I'm thinking of a specific person I ran into with my son one time because I was looking at a map. But I knew exactly where I was going. I got turned around for a second, but I knew exactly where I wanted to go. And I just double checked on the map. But middle-aged Japanese guys, those are kind of the main ones. 40 plus Japanese guys are, I think, the number 1 targets. Or young Japanese dudes on a night out. Very young is another one. But daytime, like, 40-ish, 50-ish Japanese guy. If you do it respectfully, I'm at the point now where if you do it respectfully, I'm cool with it. But like, I remember actually I was in Uniqlo and I was sitting down on the bench, and my wife was like, look, it was shopping and shit, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here, like, go shop. when my wife is shopping, my first thing, are you shopping? My first mission number one, find a bench. I'll be here. I'm on my phone. Go. Just call me when you're done. Right? So I find the bench. I sit down. It's a pretty big Uniqlo, so I was like, I'll be here for a while. And this old dude kind of saunters up to me and comes sits down. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and he starts talking to me in English. And, like, hey, where you from? Or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm from, and, he talked to me in English. First thing he asked, like, where you from? Fine. One of the first things he said to me is, yeah, I kind of like to, talk to foreign people to practice my English from time to time. Is that all right? I'm like, yeah, cool. Saying that to me completely diffused any tension I had in the situation. Fine, go for it, dude. Like, you let me know what the situation is, right? But there are some Japanese people who are just like, hey, where are you going? Like the fucking Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Hey, buddy. And he's just like, Kiko this. And like, oh, really? Do you need some help? Do you want to go around the corner? And then like clearly trying to use something like they learned. I'm like, fuck, just get out of my face. It is kind of offensive. I think so that's the first one. Yeah, they see you as an excuse to use a reason, an excuse to practice your English. The other one, they don't register that you're speaking to them in Japanese is another thing that happens. Like, you will have countless conversations where you're talking to a person in Japanese and they will be confused. Like, I think there's a really popular YouTube video about it as well. Let me see if I can find it before. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. Is there anything before that? Let me put a note. And where is it? Give me a second. Let me put a note. Hold on. Foreign people. Okay, all right. I made myself a note. After I get off of here, I'll find it. But yeah, sometimes like you will literally, when your Japanese skill gets good enough, you will literally be speaking to Japanese people in perfect Japanese, and they will just be completely confused because the fact that you're non-Japanese and able to speak Japanese just doesn't register in their mind. And they're just unable to process it, right? And that happens sometimes too. And it's just so fucking low. Because you start doubting yourself. You're like, am I saying this wrong? Like, am I wrong? Am I doing something wrong here? Is it me? And then like after the conversation, I literally have to be like, no, I said it right. My grammar was correct. Yeah, like, I'm just like, this motherfucker. Because they just can't handle it. They just can't process it. And that's really annoying too. That's really frustrating. It's like, come on, man. So yeah, this meme I really agree with. You will have those moments, especially after your Japanese skill gets up to snuff, if you will. Is there one more? Oh yeah, summer in Japan. Yes. You will just your first summer in Japan. You will be like, what the fuck is going on here? This is some bullshit. Well, every summer I'm like, this is some bullshit. But you just expect it. You know it's coming. You just brace for it. You just gaman. You just kind of persevere through it, and yeah, that's it. So that's all the memes that Tokyo Food Sarah did. I guess give her some love, give her a thumbs up, give her a like if you watch it. I don't know. That's all I got from her. Okay, so let's move on. Last one for you guys, and then I'll get out of here. I got some other shit for you guys for next week. Yeah, again, pretty good episode. I got some other shit for you guys too, which I'm gonna hold off for the next episode. Next episode might be a good one as well. I gotta figure out how and when I'm gonna schedule it, but yeah. So, all right. So this one is by Scoop. Okay, Scoop has a lot of fucking subscribers, so what they did is they have photos that prove that Japan is not like any other country. Now, I think they did like 46 of these. I'm not going to go through all of them. I do have my whatchamacallit, my own, of course, tablet notes that I've taken. I'm only going to talk about some of these, and I'm just going to go through them, and then, you know, we'll wrap it up here. So it'll be about like 45-minute hour episode, which is always good. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm just going to let it run. All right. So yeah, photos that prove that Japan is not like any other country. One I'm going to skip. It kind of speaks for itself, which is true. Really pretty helpful. Again, I'm not going to talk about all of them just because I want some surprise, you know, as you watch it. Number 2, yeah, cleaning up is standard for yourself in Japan. So, in movie theater especially, don't just fucking spill popcorn on the ground. Don't be an asshole, man. Like, clean up after yourself, right? It's just common decency. Number 3, yeah, baby seats attached to the wall. I've never used it personally. I'm kind of scared to use it, but it's good to know that you do have that option. I think it'll be impossible to use that in America, but yeah. Number 5, what's number 5? I discussed it before. Oh yeah, the toilet seat, you know, the sink onto the toilet seat. This picture looks a little weird to me. Like it normally doesn't look like that. I think they just actually put something a little bit fancier on top of there. A few of these, I'm gonna skip through a few of these. I'll just let you watch these by yourself. 9, yeah, this is kind of, again, if you find something on the ground, move the item to the side of the sidewalk or somewhere in plain view and just leave it there. Don't report it to the police. Don't do anything. I made that mistake. I think I talked about it before. Toilet shit, yes. We'll probably, I might need to break down some of the features of washlets and things like that. That might be interesting content to do in the future. Again, a few other anecdotal things I will leave there. 12, koi fish is not standard in every fucking like pond or canal and shit like that. Like that's just a rare situation. Although I did have a conversation about koi fish, I think with the dude who gave me the t-shirt today, actually, and we were talking about koi fish, and yeah, he was basically telling me that you know, actually koi fish are actually really cheap apparently, but what is like baby koi fish are really cheap. So, you know, it's more of a time cost associated with this, taking care of them, nurturing them to get them bigger. And then once they get big, they're expensive as fuck. But koi fish can live to like a dog. Like I think he said like 15, 20 years they can live. So, you know, a full adult koi fish, you've invested 5, 10 years into it. If it dies, that's a 10-year investment down the fucking drain. So I imagine these wild koi fish in this canal or the stream, someone just like got a bunch of cheap baby koi fish and just dumped them in there and they just stayed alive. You know, that's probably what happened. So, you know, yeah, that's my anecdote about that. But that definitely isn't standard. I have seen koi fish in canals, like, you know, just swimming around, but it's not like everywhere you go, you're not going to see them. 13, yes, do walk on the right side. Follow the arrows at the train station on the stairs. Occasionally, I break the rule when it's not crowded, but generally speaking, like, yeah, just follow the fucking rules. 14 is not standard at all. I've never seen that shit before in my life. 15, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit. The umbrella for locker. These have disappeared. Like I used to see these all the time. I used to use these all the time when I first came to Japan. I have not seen one of these in real life outside of like a ward office in about over 5 to 10 years, I'd say. So department stores everywhere used to have these quite a bit, but I guess there's always forgotten. Because yeah, I think the keys would go missing. You know, someone would take the key, lose their key, the umbrella would be stuck there. Like, you know, it just wasn't. I mean, Japanese people generally abide by the rules, but it was an inefficient system. You would always see some missing keys, some leftover umbrellas in these motherfuckers. So I guess they just said fuck it and just got rid of them. But they used to be quite standard when I came to Japan. It was a quirky little thing that I used to notice. I'm gonna skip a couple of these and just like, again, things I don't really think are standard and I don't really think are noteworthy for me to really contribute and talk about. Some of these things, 19, I think 8 is just, I think, anecdotal, not really a standard kind of thing. Oh yeah, these things are common. 20 is common, but I've never used them. These, I see them all, pass them all the time. I'm just gonna buy something from a local supermarket. I'm not really gonna use a refrigerated locker. Yes, definitely stand in line when you're on the train platform. Like, yeah, just don't be an asshole. Just look at your surroundings and do what everyone else does. I've never seen this shit before in my life. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Number 22. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's just kind of weird to me. I'm gonna skip a couple of these anecdotal things. Again, I don't really have anything to add to 26. Yeah, it's just a gimmick. I wrote down as a gimmick. I've never seen this anywhere else. But again, foreign, news media kind of focuses on the wild Japanese foot bath, but whatever. 27, facts. Definitely back into a parking lot. Again, I don't know why people always do it, but it's just like makes it easier. If you do pull in head first, like it does disturb the atmosphere of the parking area. I do it occasionally, like if I'm in a rush, but I if I have a chance or some extra time later, I will go ahead and generally reverse in. So just make it a habit, don't just pull in head first to a parking spot. So yeah, it's just the culture here. Because again, you stick out like a sore thumb, and that's not something you want to do. I'm gonna skip a couple of more of these just because. Yeah. 30 again. It's either typical stuff or it's not stuff I can. 31. What is 31? I forgot. Very convenient. Yeah, scramble intersections. Very convenient. Yeah, just you feel like a fucking king if you're walking across it. Not only in Shibuya, but just any intersection where all the traffic stops and you're just walking across. You feel like a fucking boss. The rest of this shit, I don't know. 33 is fucking bullshit. Anecdotal stuff. 34. Yes, the Yukuri turtle taxi button. When my wife was pregnant, yeah, we definitely pushed that button just to slow it. Because sometimes taxi drivers, I mean, they're not super crazy like New York taxi drivers, but sometimes they are. They go a little bit hard. You can hear them like revving the gas a little bit, and you can just like, yo, just chill. My wife is pregnant back here. So that's always good. And also, if you do have a young child, like there's no child seatbelt laws here are not strictly enforced, which is one of my pet peeves. So in a taxi, like my son's a little bit older now, so I can strap a seatbelt on him. But when he was an infant, and we sometimes had to take a taxi, it felt a little bit uneasy. You got an infant in there, without a seatbelt on, and you got a taxi driver, zooming all through the streets. So pushing that button kind of makes it a little bit more bearable, I think. 37. Come on. Oh yeah, you've heard me talk about like small ass bathroom slippers in Japan. Yeah, trust me, those slippers, I don't care. Unless you like a girl with small feet, if you a dude, which is like the majority of our audience, those slippers will fucking hurt. Those slippers will fuck your life up, especially if you're drunk. And it's just not fun at all. Like I wear size 13, and yeah, it's not fun. 39. Yes, Costco lines. Everyone lines their carts up nice. I don't know what people in America do, but like, cause this is like the standard procedure for me. If you go into a food court, line your shit up properly. 40 variety of vending machines. Yeah, and near me there's like a strawberry greenhouse, and so they have a vending machine that sells strawberries. I've never used it because you can just go to a grocery store and buy them, but I guess if you live in the countryside, they do have it. They also do have some of the places that have fields and things by them. They have like a unmanned fruit or vegetable market. Sometimes you might see where it's just like a bucket with some money, and they'll just say the price, and then you can just, it's Japan. You just take what you want and throw it in the bucket, and no one steals because it's Japan, So please don't be the person that steals, because generally, if you're listening to this, you're a foreign person, and you might think, oh, cool, I'll just take something extra. You're the only foreign person. Everyone knows you're the only foreign person. If any money comes up missing from that thing, and they've seen you hovering around there, they're gonna know that you stole it, buddy. Okay, so just follow the rules in Japan. Just follow the rules in Japan. Your life would be so much easier if you just learn to follow the rules here. I don't know about that one. 41, I don't know about that shit. 42, I call BS on that. What is that? What is 42? Oh yeah, square watermelon shit. That's BS, man. I don't even know why they put that here. It's just, yeah, there's maybe some shop in Ginza that sells it. It's not even noteworthy. Like, just fuck that shit. Like, it pisses me off. 3043 is bullshit too. Yeah, again, this is just one anecdotal place. I never seen this shit before in my life. Fuck that. 44 is facts. Yeah, falling asleep on the train, even if you got shit, like, it's just facts. You can fall asleep on the train, generally speaking, here without any problems at all. Like, yeah, I've seen people with their phones all out, shit all out. It's just true. 45, smoking areas, yes, is something that's here as well. And I've never seen handrails bend like this before, but I think it's probably just the designer of that station. They just design the handrails like that for style or fashion or whatever. So yeah. So all right, so that's it right here for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the memes. Hope you enjoyed the pictures and things like that. I'll be sure to take pictures of. I gotta make sure I keep this and then at least snap a picture of this so I remember what the numbers of the ones I talked about are, because I'm not going back and reviewing the audio. So if there are no pictures on this, I may have accidentally deleted that and I'm just not going back and listening to the whole thing, but whatever. But it should be all right. As soon as I get off of this, I'll take a picture of it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Again, please check out oysm in the link, at least the one track. And leave a comment. Akil sent me here. Again, even like 2 or 3 comments, I think will really, he'll be like, oh, what happened? And so, yeah, that's my way. That's my request for this episode. So, all right, let's stop there. Next time, I got a few more interesting things for you. I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm going to break down a few TikToks. I got some TikToks in store. And tomorrow I got some shit in store for you, plus some other stuff. Again, I'm going to make up for lost time by throwing in a bunch of shit that I had in stock. Let me double check, make sure I'm not bullshitting you guys. Okay, yeah, I got several TikToks and yeah. Oh, next time might be a long episode actually. So I might need some alcohol for the next episode because nothing controversial, but some useful information. But it's definitely some shit that I can really go off and talk about and expand on that I've never really talked about before on the podcast yet. So yeah, it should be good. So anticipation. All right, y'all. Peace.